The best part about Wilson, even though he makes priceless museum pieces, he also makes pieces for working cowboys. Joel and I went over to Ryan Motz's for a Super Bowl party, and we went into his bar, and on his bar, he had these amazing, beautiful Spurs. And I'm like, Ryan, what are these Spurs? Like, I am just all about them. And he's like, oh, my mom had these made for me. They're Wilson Cape Rent. And I'm like, who is that? And I'm like, I've got to know everything about this guy. So immediately when we got home that night, I Googled him, looked at his website, and just was taken back by everything. But it was super intimidating, to reach out to somebody like this. I had had a few glasses of wine and finally sent the email, and I just figured, well, maybe I'll hear something from him. And the next morning when I got up, I already had an email from Wilson. So we emailed a few times back and forth, scheduled a call a few days later, and it was so delightful to finally meet him on the phone and talk about these Spurs and that I would love to be on the list. 3 years later, I got the phone call that it was my turn. It was perfect timing when Wilson called to build the Spurs because it was right at our 20-year wedding anniversary. But it's so special that I was able to have something custom made from start to finish, something that Joel will have for the rest of his life, something that he would never buy himself. Through the process of him building the Spurs, he'll send you a picture of each step. So you're a part of it the whole time. You're building the Spurs with Wilson. The day that I got to give Joel his Spurs was better than Christmas. I'd waited 3 years for this. As he pulled the boots out, he saw the Spurs, and the shocked look on his face was priceless. Because the whole time, he thought Wilson was building a pair of Spurs for me.
So, getting a piece of art like this is absolutely breathtaking. The nice thing about these is they are by far the best made Spurs, and so I've always thought that something like that needs to be worn, and they'll hold up through test of time, and they'll look wonderful when I'm done with it.
What's so cool about Wilson is he makes priceless museum pieces, and he makes super cool stuff for working cowboys. But what is even better is they both will have a legacy because they were made by Wilson.